गुड इवनिंग क्लास।
गुड इवनिंग मैम।
चलो आज स्टार्ट करते हैं, आज लेट हो गया।
यस मैम।
स्टार्ट करते हैं। कहाँ पे थे हम? अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स। आई थिंक इंटेंजिबल प्रॉपर्टी पे थे ना?
यस मैम।
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So intangible assets. Intangible assets having future economic benefit. Right now, today we are investing in the intangible asset that will gives us a income source for the tomorrow. No physical substance means what? We are not able to touch the assets like machinery, plant. Okay, it's in a form of document. It's so therefore it's not having a physical substance with a high degree of uncertainty concerning the future benefits. See, if there is a change in the technology, you are making a patent for some specific design. If there is a change, so there may be a possibility to change in your future benefit arises from the contractual or other legal rights. कि there should be a contract कि अगर आप कोई भी intangible property if you are registered with your name, there should be a contract between, अगर आप किसी को use करने को दे रहे वो property, तो there is a contract between two parties and other legal rights shows that कि you have to do's and don'ts for using that asset, clearly distinguishable and controllable, because every patent or copyright or intangible assets have their own characteristics कि इसीलिए तो उनको patents मिलता है, नहीं तो if they are equal to, or what we can say, if they are same for from A same है B जैसा, तो there is no use for patents or copyright. So this is a common type of intangible assets. Patents है, copyrights है, franchises है. Franchises का तो हमने बहुत सारे example देखे हुए, कोई बताएगा मुझे? Franchises का पिज्जा हट है, डोमिनोज है, येवले चाहा है, रोहित वड़े वाले, राइट? देन स्टार्टअप कॉस्ट होता है, स्टार्टअप के लिए भी वो आपका हेल्प करते हैं, उसका भी कॉपीराइट्स होता है, ट्रेडमार्क्स एंड गुडविल. Then objective. Why this accounting standard is needed? All entities to identify and recognize separate value of intangible assets. It means what? Ki identify. We have to identify whether it is the intangible asset or it's just an asset, or it should be categorized under intangible asset. कि उसको differentiate benefit है या नहीं है. Then we have to recognize these kind of assets and uska separate value. Then enable user to assess more accurately the value and the makeup of asset of the entity. कि accurate calculation कैसे करते हैं इस asset का, because this asset is not physically in our hand, so it is very difficult to ascertain the value. So this accounting standard helps us to ascertain the accounting values for that asset. Then scope में क्या क्या है, कहाँ यूज कर सकते हैं ये अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड? फर्स्ट ऑल्सो देयर डेफिनेशन सेक्शन होता है एवरी अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड के. अभी जितने भी अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड हुए वी कवर द डेफिनेशन फॉर एवरी अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड, राइट? देन recognition and derecognition. First we recognize this is asset, and then at the time of disclosure of that asset, then we derecognize the carrying amount. What is the cost of to carry that asset for the useful life? Determination and treatment of impartment losses. If there is certain kind of patent for the plant A, plant A. So if after analyzing, I recognize that the plant A gives me a continuous losses, that is called as the impairment losses. By using that asset, we are facing a problem. Then disclosure requirement, how that intangible assets we have to disclose in our financial statement. Then accounting treatment, first we have to recognize, then measurement, how to measure that asset, and then presentation and disclosure. Recognition, see, the assets can be recognized as an asset if it flow of probable future economic benefit into the entity जो है, जो भी वो create कर रहा है intangible asset, उसको probable future economically benefit होना चाहिए, and cash cost can be measured reliably, उसका cost reliably measure होना चाहिए. Reliably means what, क्या क्या उसमें include है, क्या क्या उसमें exclude है. Cost comprises purchase price, कि like हमने कहाँ पे देखा था ये फर्स्ट जो भी अकाउंट्स अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड हुए वहां पे भी था. परचेज प्राइस एनी डायरेक्टली एट्रीब्यूटेड कॉस्ट फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग एसेट और फॉर इंटेंड यूज, कि जो भी कॉस्ट इनकर हुआ है फॉर द प्रेजेंट फॉर मेकिंग दैट एसेट एट अ यूजेबल रेट, that is called as a purchase price. Then cost of getting asset to a working condition, that I already told you. If for in case of intangible asset, we have to pay legal fees to make a registration and all these things. So that legal fees is also a cost of that asset. Internally generated intangible asset. You see, internally generated means what, they are researching for themselves, and they are generating some kind of assets for their what we can say unique asset, that is called as an internal generated intangible asset. This has a two phase, research phase and development phase. So research phase, no intangible asset arising from the research phase may be recognized. So अगर research नहीं होगा तो उसका कुछ what we can say कि need create नहीं होगा, need create होगा, research होगा, then that asset called as a key intangible asset. Development phase, then after the research phase we are entering into a development phase. Intangible assets arising from the development phase are recognized when the entity meets those two recognition criteria. कि दो criteria बोले उन्होंने डेवलपमेंट फेज के लिए. The first क्या है, cost can be capitalized. Okay, so which, see, both the stages we have to incur the some kind of cost. So what kind of cost we categorized under capitalized under capital expenses, and which cost should we consider for our pure expenses. So cost relating to many internally generated intangible assets, intangible items cannot be capitalized, are an expensed as incurred. So research cost है, startup cost है, training cost है, advertising and promotion. Then measurement, two types of measurement, initial measurement and subsequent measurements. So what is a initial measurement? Initial recognition and intangible assets is measured at a cost. Whatever cost incurred is considered as a initial investment. अगर research करना है, right? So we have to need some kind of material, some kind of chemicals, some kind of tools for the research purpose. That whatever cost is incurred for purchasing these kind of material, tools, or what we can say person, so that is called as a research expenditure. In case initial project, research expenditure and the development expenditure to be separated. What kind of expenses is research expenses, and which kind of we consider under the development expenses. The project research expenditure will be treated as expenses, and project development expenditure will be treated as cost. कि अगर ये research का phase complete हुआ है, now I have some kind of product in my hand, then that product I am going to use for my production or for giving on a rent. So that is called as a project development. So whatever expenses incurred on that project development में जाएगा वो, अगर वो मैंने दिया है किसी project को use करने के लिए, and then they are using the in their project, and that cost is called as a project development. Then subsequent measurement, कि कैसे मेजर करते हैं कॉस्ट. एवरी अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड की पिछले अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड में भी था कि कॉस्ट मॉडल था, रिवैल्यूएशन मॉडल था, राइट. कॉस्ट मॉडल इज अ कैरिंग अमाउंट ऑफ इंटेंजिबल एसेट. व्हाट इज कॉस्ट? कि कॉस्ट इज अ अमाउंट ऑफ पर्चेसिंग ऑफ एसेट टिल इट्स वर्किंग. की परचेस झाल्यापासून ती वर्किंग होईपर्यंतची जी कॉस्ट असते दॅट इज कॉल्ड प्लस accumulated amortization, less accumulated amortization if there is any previous amortization or in fixed asset we have called that as a depreciation. In case of a intangible asset it is called as a amortization. Then again we less the imparchment loss if any, अगर वहां पे है कोई तो उससे लेस होगा. Asset classified as a held for a sale are shown at the lower of the fair, that is market value and fair value. इससे जो value lower है वो हम consider करेंगे as a cost for that asset. Revaluation का भी है. Revaluation में क्या consider करते हैं कि fair market value. Assets are carried at a fair value at the date of revaluation, less उसमें से भी less होगा any amortization expenses or any impartment of loss. Then assets should be reviewed regularly कि वो what kind of return that asset is giving. Then revaluation model is only available if the active market exists for the intangible asset. Then such active market are expected to be uncommon for intangible assets. Then what is the life of intangible assets? See, काय होतं की if I am registered for patent, right, I am using that patent or I am giving my product to a different types of companies. असं पण होऊ शकतं किंवा that patent I am using for my company, or say की आता ते n number of years चालणार आहे, right. जसं मशिनरीचं आफ्टर लाईफ असतं, that machinery having a their own life, ki say 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 15 years, right. But in case of intangible assets, it is very difficult to calculate the life of assets. So how they calculate the life of asset? This standard helps us in this area also. Useful life of an intangible assets can be applied in two ways. Okay, the intangible, यहाँ तक हुआ था ना शायद last lecture में, intangible assets with the infinite use life of amortized and systematic based over the best estimate of its useful life. कि infinite value है या infinity value है, sorry, finite value है और infinity value है. There is two criteria. Then patents कि जनरली उन्होंने मेंशन किया है कि finite लाइफ कितना होता है. पेटेंट का 20 years होता है. कॉपीराइट द लाइफ ऑफ द क्रिएटर प्लस 70 years. ओके, जिसने भी कॉपीराइट्स का राइट लिया है उस लाइफ ऑफ द क्रिएटर प्लस 70 years. फ्रेंचाइजीज एंड लाइसेंस का अन कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल राइट कि उसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है से 5 years के लिए, 1 year के लिए, 2 years के लिए. Then costs are subject to amortized, a process of cost allocation over a shorter of the legal or useful life, not to exceed 40 years. So useful life का 40 years के above नहीं होना चाहिए for amortization. The amortization of intangible asset कि कैसे amortize करेंगे? The impartment test need only when events indicate that the book value may not be recoverable. Okay, impartment test needed only when, कि कब होगा वो impartment is कि that asset is not working properly. So need only when event indicate that the book value may not be recoverable. Whatever book value at the time of that financial year of that asset, if it is not recoverable, then उसका amortization होगा. Amortization method में straight line method use करेंगे. Other method can be applied if it is more appropriated than straight line method. कि अगर straight line method is the best method for the intangible. What we can say difficulty in that, so then they are using other method. Residual value usually 0. So journal entry क्या होता है उसका? Amortization expenses to intangible assets. depreciation to intangible fixed asset करते हैं वैसे ही amortization expenses to intangible asset. Intangible assets with infinite life कि अगर infinite life का है तो उसमें कौन-कौन से what we can say intangible assets are covered, तो trademarks है, goodwill है, in process research and development है, in process है because we are not able to define ki when that research is completed. Okay, then the costs are not subject to amortization. So the costs are not subject to amortization. Whatever cost incurred for the research, that is not amortized. Then impartment then the cost of then impartment test is required at least annually. In this kind of asset, we need to impartment test is required at least annually. कि जैसे after 1 year we are doing the analysis कि asset is giving a proper return or not. So useful life intangible assets examples है patent का 20 years का useful life है, shorter of useful life और a legal life, इस पे amortization होगा. Copyrights का life of creator plus 70 year, then shorter of useful life or a legal life not exceeding 40 years. Franchise और license का contractual पे होगा. Trade names and trademarks ultimate, that is renewed every 10 years. Every 10 years के बाद वो renew होगा. Impartment test only कि वो impartment test के बाद ही amortization होगा. It means what कि अगर suppose we have some say we take example of रोहित वड़ा वाला कि अब हमने फ्रेंचाइजी लिया है और उसका ट्रेडमार्क वो यूज कर रहे हैं, राइट, रोहित वड़े वाला है या कोई भी ट्रेडमार्क वो यूज कर रहे हैं, इफ दैट ट्रेडमार्क इज गिविंग अ प्रॉपर रिटर्न और नॉट, उसका इम्पार्टमेंट का टेस्ट होगा उसके बाद. इन प्रोसेस R&D अनलिमिटेड कि उसका अनलिमिटेड यानी वी आर नॉट एबल टू डिफाइन कि कब तक ये रिसर्च चलेगा. देन गुडविल का होगा वो भी अनलिमिटेड है, जब तक वर्किंग ऑफ दैट कंपनी इज एग्जिस्ट वी हैव टू calculate goodwill every year. That is though both the assets are impartment test पे ही उसका amortization होता है. Impartment of intangible assets. All the principle of accounting standard 36 apply to impartment of long lived assets also apply to intangible asset. जैसे हमने accounting standard 36 का देखा था, furniture fixtures था ना 36 का, that is also applicable to this intangible assets. Thus, when the change in circumstances indicate that the book value of the intangible assets may not be recognizable, that is fair value of intangible asset less than carrying amount, the write down should be the performed to recognize the loss. Then presentation and disclosure in this segment includes कि presentation कैसे करते हैं, specific accounting policies, if you are using what kind of depreciation method, which asset is under this impartment test, then statement of comprehensive income and note. Income में भी उसका representation होता है because we are charging the amortization. Then statement of financial position and notes, balance sheet में भी show होगा, और अगर notes में if we need additional disclosure we have to make in a notes. So they are this is the disclosure. Specific accounting policy, measurement का अगर कोई change हो रहा है वो आएगा. Amortization method if you are changing or you are using under 36 or useful life and amortization, if these are changing then we have to show separately. Statement of comprehensive income notes कि comprehensive income notes में क्या आएगा, amortization charges for each class of assets including lean items कि छोटे से छोटे items का भी आएगा, total amount of research and development cost recognized as per expenses. Then statement of financial position and notes. Financial position and notes में क्या क्या आएगा, book value less accumulated depreciation. Financial position is what, balance sheet. So book value of assets less depreciation. Comprehensives are not required. comparatives are not required. Then carrying amount of intangible assets placed as a security क्या है? Carrying amount of intangible whose title is restricted. Then capital commitments of for the acquisition of intangible assets कि अगर कोई intangible asset purchase करना है उसके लिए capital यानी कितना invest करना है. Depreciation, carrying amount, and remaining amortization period of any intangible asset. These are all included in the balance sheet. Then additional disclosure में क्या आएगा? Effective date of revaluation. कहाँ की at which date we are evaluating asset, carrying amount of each class of intangible assets, details of recognition and revaluation in some cases, any restriction on distribution of surplus. So these all are relating to intangible asset. Next standard is employee benefit. So accounting standard 19 is for employee benefit. Indian Accounting Standard 19 aim to prescribe the accounting and disclosure for the employee benefits. So what is the employee benefit? As an employee, if we are rendering the services to a specific employer, they are supposed to give some return in form of salary, right? The salary तर आपल्याला मिळतेच, but apart from salary, they are providing some facilities. What kind of facility considered as an employee benefit? This standard deal with in that specific criteria की जर त्याला गाडी दिली आहे, जर त्याला लाईफ इन्शुरन्स पे करते आहे, जर त्याला मेडिकल एक्सपेन्सेस फॅसिलिटी प्रोव्हाइड केली आहे, इज दॅट कन्सिडर्ड एज अ एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट? की त्याची ट्रीटमेंट काय करायची मी? ऑल दिस कन्सिडर्ड, ऑल दिस इन्क्लुडेड इन दिस एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट. It required the recognition of the liability. Basically, employee benefit is the liability for the company at the time of investment. कि अगर वो invest कर रहे कि अभी I am investing some X amount for the a worker, that is a liability for me. And after his retirement, it is expenses for me that we have to pay the money to that money to the specific employee. It requires the recognition of the liability by an entity when an employee provides the services for employee benefit to be paid in the future. See, these benefits are paid in the future, and recognition of expenses when the entity utilizes the economic benefit arising from the services given by the employee in the exchange for employee benefit. Employee benefit refer to all form of compensation, cash and non-cash. There may be a cash or non-cash benefit paid by an employer to employee. Who is paying employee benefit? Employer paying to employee. Apart from salary and wages, like salary and wages सोडून, for the services provided to the employer. Why they are giving? For the services provided to the employer. Offering employee benefit are essential to attract and retain the talent for the company. Why they are giving this employee benefit? Because they have to maintain their wage labor ratio, and they have to retain good manpower for the growth of the company. Then Indian Accounting Standard 19 prescribe the accounting treatment and the disclosure employee benefit. Then employee benefit provided by the employer during the accounting period has to be recognized either liability. Okay, liability कब है? When will the employee benefit be paid in the future? Okay, when will be the employee benefit be paid in the future? Now it is expenses. Expenses when the employer consume the benefit arising from the employees services. वो actual में consume करेगा तो expenses हो जाएगा. Then the different employee benefit, what kind of employee benefit included in this standard? तो short term employee benefit है, long term employee benefit, termination benefit at the time of your services terminate के at the age of suppose कि उनका retirement का age हो गया, that considered as a termination. अगर आपने resignation दे दिया, termination. Post employment benefit, there are some criteria for the some benefit are after the retirement, that is called as a post employment benefit. Okay, short term means what? There are those which are expected to be fully paid before 12 months after the end of accounting period in which the employee rendered the services. Within a 1 year, you get some benefit after you are rendering the services. That benefit under the short-term benefit. Long-term employee benefit, there are those which are not expected to be fully paid within a 12 months after the end of the accounting period. Then termination benefits, these are those which are paid to an employee who is terminated from service due to the employer's decision कि termination कर दिया है. Then post employment benefit, these are those employment benefit which are paid after the completion of employment, retirement के बाद. Short term employee, sorry, this is not visible maybe properly. Short term employee benefit, what? Wages, salaries, social securities, and some contribution. Paid annual leave and sick leaves. Paid annual leaves and sick leaves also called as a short term employee benefit. Profit sharing and bonus. Then non monetary benefits. So non monetary benefits में भी आता है कुछ part उसका. अगर कोई profit होता है तो you are getting a bonus on that in that profit sharing. That is called as a profit sharing bonus. Recognition and measurement. How we recognize and measure this employee benefit? Once the employer renders the services to an employer, the expected amount of short-term employee benefits to be paid for such services has been recognized as a liability for as an expenses. It is considered as a revenue expenditure generally. This is considered as a revenue expenditure generally, except when any other standards requires it to be capitalized. कि अगर दूसरे किसी standard के अंदर ये आ रहा है तो that should be under a capital expenditure. Otherwise, it is called as a revenue expenditure. Then types of short-term benefits में क्या है? Paid absence है and profit sharing and bonus plan है. Paid absence, these are the compensated absence and can be classified as a accumulating paid absence and non-accumulated paid absence. So example of such absence are holidays, sickness, maternity, etc. And their related costs are recognized as follows. Accumulating paid absence का depreciation होता है, non-accumulating paid absence का भी. Accumulating paid absence का आंसर cost कितना आता है? When service rendered increases the employee right to future paid absence. Then profit sharing and bonus plan. Profit sharing and bonus plan are the benefits such as the employees' annual incentives, managing directors' commission, etc. These costs are recognized when the employer has a present obligation to make such payment on account of past event and has the reliable estimate of expected payment and that can be made. कि managing director और उनको ये profit sharing at that, if you are sharing that kind of position in your organization, then you are getting profit sharing or a bonus plan. Post employment benefit includes कि काय असतात post employment benefit, that is retirement benefit, pension. Then other post employment benefit like life insurance है, medical care है. Some organization provided some medical facility with the specific hospital for their employee though they are retiring from the company. This benefit can be classified as either the defined contribution plan or a defined benefit plan depending upon the nature of plan. Defined contribution plan. What is defined contribution plan? Under this plan, employer liability to pay the entire employee's right is limited to the amount that the entity agree to contribute, and there is no legal or constructive obligation on the entity to pay beyond such funds. Then consequently, the consequently the actuarial and investment risk fall in absence of the substance on the employee. Example of the provident fund and superannuation fund. पब्लिक प्रोविडेंट फंड या फंड में इन्वेस्ट करता है तो वो एम्प्लॉय खुद करता है, और सुपरएन्युएशन फंड में भी एम्प्लॉय खुद इन्वेस्ट करता है. नो, accrual risk is that if the benefit will be less than the expected cost is more. Investment risk is that if the asset invested will be insufficient to meet the expected benefit. कि अगर you are not investing proper amount in the public provident fund, it's automatically not giving you a proper return, or expected return what we expected at the some 10 years after 15 years. Then the defined benefit plan, employee obligations is to provide the agreed benefit to current and former employee, and the actual and investment risk fall in substance in on the employer. Employer ki what we can say, employee is एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं उसका. एग्जाम्पल आर पेंशन, ग्रेजुएटी, पोस्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट, मेडिकल बेनिफिट. दीज आर द कि इसकी जो लाइबिलिटी है वो एम्प्लॉयर पे है, इट्स नॉट ऑन एम्प्लॉय. और लास्ट का जो पब्लिक प्रोविडेंट फंड और सुपरएन्युएशन फंड का एग्जाम्पल होता ते कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन एम्प्लॉय करतो. दिस टाइप ऑफ कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन मेड बाय द employer. So this employer contribution comes under the defined benefit plans. अभी उसका एंट्री कैसे करते हैं देखो. रिकॉग्नाइजिंग करंट एंड पास्ट पीरियड सर्विस कॉस्ट P&L अकाउंट में जाएगा. रिकॉग्नाइजेशन द नेट इंटरेस्ट ऑन द नेट डिफाइंड बेनिफिट लायबिलिटी और एसेट्स अराइव्ड यूजिंग डिस्काउंटिंग रेट तो P&L में जाएगा. एंड reimbursement of defined benefit liability or asset consisting of actual gains or losses written on plan, asset change in the asset ceiling effect. Then other comprehensive income should not be classified to P&L in subsequent period. वो तब तक P&L में नहीं जाएगा. So accounting treatment for defined benefit plan by the employer. Make a reliable estimate to the employee benefit amount using the actuarial techniques, then discount such benefit PUCM to determine the present value of the benefit obligation and also the current service cost. Determine the fair value of any plan asset. कि always कि fair value क्या है, कहाँ invest कर रहे हो, तो पूरा return total cost, ये भी investment अगर employee कर रहा है या employer कर रहा है, दोनों का इसमें calculation होता है. Introduction determine the total actual gain or loss to be recognized in other comprehensive income on introduction or a change of plan. Determine the past service cost कि अगर change कर रहे हो अभी आप इस current year में change कर रहे हो तो what is the past cost and current concurrentment or settlement of plan. Determine the resulting gain or loss कि अगर settlement कि पेमेंट हो रहा है उसका तो वो कैसे हो रहा है. अभी ये लॉन्ग टर्म बेनिफिट में क्या है देखो. लॉन्ग टर्म एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट इज द लॉन्ग टर्म सर्विस इज लॉन्ग टर्म पेड एब्सेंस, लॉन्ग सर्विसेज, sabbaticals and other long term services benefits, long term disability benefits, profit sharing and bonus, deferred remuneration. Recognition and measurement. उसको recognition कैसे करेंगे. To the net total of the following should be recognized in P&L except to the extent that other INDs permit. Same कि अगर P&L में उसका recognition होता है कि other accounting standard is saying that expenses should be capitalized till that they are entering into the P&L account. Service cost, net interest on the net defined benefit liabilities, then remeasurement of the net defined benefit liabilities. PUCM is used actually value of other long term benefit. Then termination benefit, it does not cover any employee voluntary termination or a mandatory treatment. It is generally a lump sum payment and also includes enhancement of post-employment benefits, salary to be paid until the end of specified notice period. इसका recognition कैसे होगा. An employer should be recognized termination benefit as a liability. उसको कैसे consider करेंगे? It is come under the liability and as an expenses at the earliest of the following dates. Then employer cannot can no longer withdraw the offer for those benefits the employee recognition restructuring cost IND as 37 and involve the payment of termination benefit. उसको termination benefit भी मिलेगा तो उसको IND 37 में जाएगा. Measurement क्या होगा उसका? Measure the termination benefit on initial recognition and recognize subsequent change with the nature of employee benefit. अगर आप termination हो रहा है, it means what कि he is not covering the proper period. So whatever that time म्हणजे ज्या टाइमला जो टर्मिनेट केलेला आहे तोपर्यंतच त्याला किती बेनिफिट मिळणार आहे that we have to calculate and we have to pay that money to that employee. Then disclosure कहाँ पे आएगा? The standard does not stipulated any specific disclosure for the termination. Termination के लिए they don't have any specific what we can say rule for that how we treat that termination expenses. Generally वो IN 24 या IN 21 के हिसाब से उसको recognition होगा. Okay. For next ये अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड है ना, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 37 उसके लिए हम एक वीडियो देखते हैं. From that video we are generally cover all the things, but before that we have to clear some basic for this standard. What is the objective of this accounting standard 37? To ensure that the appropriate recognition criteria. See, what is the standard name? Provisions, contingent liabilities and contingent assets. Provisions is related with the provision for tax hai, provision for depreciation hai, right? Different types of provisions. Then contingent liability, that liability we have to keep some money aside for some emergency services or emergency payments. And contingent assets पण तसंच आहे की आपण साइडला काढून ठेवलेले असतात. The objective is to ensure that the appropriate recognition criteria and measurement base are applied to provisions, contingent liability and contingent assets, and that sufficient information is disclosed in the notes to the financial statement to enable users to understand their nature, time and amount. The key principle established by the standard is that a provision should be recognized only when there is a liability, that is the present obligation resulting from past event. कि पुराना कोई event हो गया है, that is we have to pay in a present. For that purpose we have to consider as a provision, keep aside some amount as a provision, and then at the time of payment that is considered as a liability. Standard thus aims to ensure that only genuine obligations are dealt with in finance statements, planned future expenditure, even where the authorized by board of directors or equivalent governing body is executed from recognition. अब इसका definitions क्या है? What is provisions? A liability of uncertain time or amount. Then liability, present obligation as a result of past event. It means what कि last year में कोई event हुआ है that we have to pay in current year, that is called as a present obligation as a result of past events. Settlement is expected to be result in an outflow of resources, that is we have to make payment, that is our cash is goes out, that is called as a cash outflow. Then contingent liability, as possible at obligation depending on whether some uncertain future events occurs or a present obligation but the payment is not portable or the amount cannot be measured reliably. Okay, what they are saying that possible obligation depending upon whether some uncertain future event occurs. कि uncertain future events कि कोई payment करना है वो uncertainly हमें आ गया इस month में, तो क्या करेंगे इस year में? So that is or a present obligation but payment is not probable or amount cannot be measured reliably कि amount नहीं measure हो रहा है. So that kind of liability called as a contingent liability. Then contingent asset. What is contingent assets? A possible asset that arising from past events and the whose existence will be confirmed only by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future events not wholly within the control of the entity. Okay, possible assets that arising from past event. कि पुराना कोई asset है, right? वो हमने यूज नहीं किया है, इन द कॉन्टिजेंट एसेट में आ रहा है कि आपने वर्किंग कैपिटल स्टेटमेंट किया है क्या आपके फाइनेंस में? Are you completed your working capital statement in finance, financial management subject?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, that we have to keep 10% amount of working capital as a contingent asset, right? Same that for that purpose, these accounting standard, that amount is considered under this accounting standard. क्या होता है contingent assets का? कि अगर हमें पेमेंट तो करना है, राइट? वो पास्ट इवेंट का पेमेंट अभी हम कर रहे हैं, आफ्टर पेइंग कि हमारे पास स्टॉक आएगा, राइट? दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कॉन्टिजेंट एसेट whose extents will be confirmed only by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more or certain future event not wholly within the control of entity. entity के हाथ में नहीं होता है उसका जो भी expenses होगा या फिर for purchasing certain kind of emergency asset. अगर मेरा नहीं हो रहा है, मशीन वर्क ही नहीं हो रहा है मेरा, ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता कि मैंने पूरा काम बंद कर दिया और मैं ऐसे ही बैठी रहती हूँ, नहीं होगा. एट दैट टाइम आई हैव टू परचेस सम न्यू मशीनरी. सो दॅट काइंड ऑफ ऍसेट म्हणजे इमर्जन्सी ऍसेट साठी आपण काही केलेलं असतं, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कॉन्टिंजंट ऍसेट्स. सो हाऊ वी रिकॉग्नाइज द प्रोव्हिजन्स? The entity must recognize the provision if and only if a present obligation, legal or constructive, दोनों भी हो सकता है, as arisen as a result of past event. past event पे ही ये maximum standard depend है. Payment is probable, more likely than not, and the amount can be estimated reliably. कि अगर वो उसका अमाउंट नहीं रिलायबली हम एस्टिमेट कर रहे कि कितना आ सकता है, अभी सर्टन नहीं है उस अमाउंट के बारे में, फॉर दैट एट दैट टाइम वी आर मेकिंग सम अमाउंट अंडर द प्रोविजन. ओके, नाउ वी आर लेट्स सी कि अभी वीडियो शो कर सकते हैं. आपका लेक्चर है क्या आगे दूसरा?
Yes, ma'am. We are having the next lecture at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because that video is about 10-11 minutes, so that's why I'm asking कि हुआ कि नहीं हो सकता है. So how many accounting standard we cover here in this topic? We have a 9 accounting standard. Okay, we are only remaining, I think, 3 standards. We have completed inventories, property, plant and equipment, then borrowing cost, impairment of assets, intangible assets, employee benefit, and we are at provision, contingent liability and contingent assets. Okay, so there is only 2 accounting standard remaining, that is earning per share and operating segment. Okay, this topic we are having only so 2.5 accounting standard remaining. So basically you have every accounting standard have their own objective, scope, their own definitions, and then how we measure the cost for a particular accounting standard and how we disclose that cost at a balance sheet में show करेंगे, P&L में show करेंगे या notes में show करेंगे. This is the element of each and every accounting standard. Last topic मध्ये पण we have covered I think 5 accounting standard. Every accounting standard have the same process कि first इसका Q है, then why we are उसका scope क्या है, कहाँ तक वो accounting standard use कर सकते हैं, उसका objective, उसका scope, then what should be included, that is definition की हे word म्हणजे property means what, borrowing cost म्हणजे काय, impartment means what, impartment of asset means what is the definition of intangible asset. See, these are the some small points on that you have a multiple choice questions. That's why I'm telling you कि ये scope और इसमें करो, या फिर उसका एग्जाम्पल्स देखो एवरी अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड का क्या है, कि which kind of assets included in the impartment of assets, intangible assets का कौन कौन सा asset intangible assets है, inventory valuation on cost basis क्या है, LIFO, FIFO, weighted average cost, इस type के MCQs you have to face in your multiple choice question की at least you don't have a practical examples for this accounting standard. So this is better option for you कि theoretical part अच्छे से prepare करो. These are nowadays it is very what we are saying कि important accounting standard. फोर्थ टॉपिक ये थर्ड में कौन कौन से अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड हुए थे, कोई बताएगा? Because I don't have a PPT right now. थर्ड टॉपिक में कौन से अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड हुए थे? हाँ, प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, स्टेटमेंट ऑफ कैश फ्लो, अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज, चेंज इन अकाउंटिंग एस्टिमेट्स एंड एरर्स, देन इंटरिम फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग एंड रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विथ customer. These 1 2 3 4 5 plus these 9, and some accounting standard we have in a fifth topic, that is miscellaneous. So better good be prepared for your MCQ because they have these accounting standard have a wide range. Okay, so MCQ साठी properly preparation करा. So it's a 7. Let's meet on Wednesday, right, with the next accounting standard. Have a nice day.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.